All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? Gonna have a look at cake today. We're having a look at the pancake swap. All right, let's get down to business. Before we get into it, smash that like button. It really helps us out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you want to be part of this community, because we're looking at the charts and the real price action and the hype-free chat on cryptocurrencies. So that's what we're doing over here at Crypto Plan. We don't follow the FUD here. We don't promote the FUD either. So we just look at the charts and see what they're doing. All right, so those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I was drawing this triangle pattern. I was looking for a breakout. I was accumulating the bulk of my pancake swap position down here, sub $10. I think I started getting in about 13 and kind of picked up more along the way down towards $10, So I, once again, accumulating in the base. That was the vibe there. And since then, it's broken out, but it hasn't broken out as aggressively as I would have liked. But the reason why I've done this video is I just feel like Pancake is only just building its momentum, and the last few days have shown us a little bit that we've accumulated in here, but we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid green days when most of the market has kind of been a bit choppier because of Bitcoin's correction. So it's telling me that there's strength in this coin regardless of what Bitcoin does, which is what I like to see. And it's good having these ones in your portfolio that aren't doing too much except go up even when everything else has a big dip, So it's not overextended, it's not overbought. And you can see down here on the RSI that we've been flirting with overbought, but we haven't ever got over into there until just now. So it'd be good to spend a little bit of time up there in the super bull zone before a pullback. And I'm going to jump over to charts.cointrader pro to have a look at where I think those pullbacks will come in. All right, so I've drawn a Fibonacci on this particular chart here, and I like charts.cointrader pro because it gives you kind of an accumulation of a lot of data. So one thing about Fibonacci, and some people ask me about them, like how'd you do them, how'd you learn to do them? I think it's just practice. Like I watched a lot of videos initially and I had no idea how to do it, and I just tried and I tried, and then eventually you kind of replicate your favorite traders or your favorite chart analysts, and you get to learn the tool and you get to use it, and then you see what it does and how the charts react to it, right? So anyway, we've got a Fibonacci using the very tippy top of the wick here on the 19th of Feb, and then its lowest pullback on the 28th of Feb, So that's kind of our base range, right? So that's the clearance zone that it needs to break through. So you can see after that pullback, it struggled to break the 50% level, and then it had to kind of break that 50% level, hit the 70% level again, or just above the 70% level, and then pull back, and then kind of fired on out of there a little bit, but still had to kind of retrace back and retest down, not quite towards 50% before it ran on out of there, right? So that's the journey of it. But I just want you to notice one thing with the Fibonacci, which is a little bit handy, and especially if you aren't entered into cryptos, right? So you've got this little dotted line that can be created. I can drag that out and that can change, right? But essentially, if you had this move going on there and you had, that wick there, and you're using this as your second touch point, you can actually use that as a trend line. So, and what that trend line does is it says somewhere down here, and probably that candle on the 22nd of March was our breakout of the bull flag, right? And then that next candle was confirmation. So it was giving you a good entry point, even though you may have been accumulating all through here. It was saying, well, this is time to pile in onto this trade, like back here, you kind of, after this pullback, you probably needed this particular event to happen before you could use that as a trend line. But it's good to see the tool does a couple of things. It predicts, resistance points and targets in the future, but it also gives us that little dotted line, which is also handy as well. So given that, where have we come from if we got in at that $10 range? So let's kind of just put a bit of a marker on that. So we've done 250%, right? So is that 2.5 or 3.5 times your money, right? So that's a pretty solid gain for, what is it? Nearly a month and a bit more, so you can't be complaining with that. So anyone that got in around then, and I know I did, I've put my money in there and it's grown a fair bit. But the beauty of it is that somewhere around here, I kind of was getting a little bit impatient, but I thought, what, somebody suggested about staking it. So I went over there to Pancake Swap itself, put my coins on Trust Wallet and used the Pancake Swap DEX or DAP or whatever you want to call it. And I've been staking my Pancake ever since. So I probably have earned or created or printed or whatever minted or whatever you want to call it, about 10 extra Pancake in that month, which is super, super cool, and I love that idea, this ability that you can get 100% return on your money over the year if you hold it into these pools or these liquidity farms or whatever you want to call them, staking or whatever it is. So that was excellent. That was excellent for me to find that out and just to get it over there and not be kind of staring at it, willing it to go up and just going, well, no matter what happens, it's going up because I'm earning more of those particular coins, and get over there yourself and have a look at it. I'm not going to go into it. There's plenty of YouTube videos that touch on the staking and the swapping and all that goes on over there. But it's a beautiful environment to be trading crypto in and earning crypto and playing with crypto and having fun with it, with gamification, lottos and all that sort of stuff. So delve into it yourself. I highly recommend it. But we're on this channel to get price targets, right? So I'm going to drag this Fibonacci out once again and just have a bit of a closer look at the price action. So you can see here that it reacted to the 1.618. That's normal, kind of cupped around, reacted to again, pulled back again, and then it broke out of it. So what that's telling me is that it's playing ball, it's playing ball according to, the Fibonacci anyway, which says to me that 40 is probably our next target. So we're probably going to see over the next 2 or 3 days, we reach up to 40, have a little bit of a pullback. Depending on how bullish it is, it could just be a small pullback or a small bounce and then it fires on out of there. And then we're heading up to these higher targets. So once again, do we bust through the 3.6 straight to the 4.23, or do we spend a bit of time up in the 53 range? But essentially, somewhere 60 plus is where I'm looking to get there and potentially take some profits, and kind of just see where the rest of the market is at the particular time as to what I do with my pancakes. Do I leave them in there staked, or do I, kind of leverage out of it, start scaling out of that position? And I guess if we look at that particular move, for those of us that did get in around the $10 mark, that's now a nice 5x. So not a super greedy target by any means, but just being aware and knowing that the money that I was putting in there, and possibly some of you are the same, is money that had already grown in size from other trades. So it was swapping out, it was trading out of things that had done well, done a 5 or 6x on their own. So 5x times 5x is a 25x. So and the beautiful thing is, like I say, I like Pancake Swap. It's a project that I feel comfortable holding. And it is also a project that is earning me a good return on my investment. So Pancake Swap for the win, Pancake Swap for the strength during the Bitcoin corrections, and just in general, just a nice kind of balance to the portfolio. Like a lot of the other ones I'm chasing in the smaller positions anyway are, really depressed, low market cap, trying to get 20 or 30 baggers. So it's good to have that balance of something that's a steady grower, good use case, good growth, good volume increase down here. Something that you kind of feel like it's kind of fairly fairly stable in its growth. It's not kind of going up and back down and giving you that roller coaster, right? You know, every accumulation is fairly normal. You know, the dips aren't too crazy. You know, you can see this here is, you know, the range is between the Fibonacci's. You know, down here the range is kind of between the Fibonacci's as well. You know, so it's a fairly predictable journey this particular project's been on. But what I'm hoping is that this then parabolic tops, right? You know, and wouldn't it be nice if it just parabolic topped up to kind of, you know, 75, 80, 100 or something like that. And then, you know, that would be our blow off, and then maybe finding somewhere in the 30s for a base in the next bear market there. So Pancake Swap is a hold for me. I won't be adding any more to my position because I don't really feel the need to at the moment. I'm pretty much not adding anything to any position at the moment. I'm probably in a hold, wait, and then looking to scale out or exit later on this year. So if you're all interested, I will post some videos about how I intend to scale out, or my particular strategy for scaling out of trades. And it's kind of based on the way you scaled in. So we can get into that, and that could be fairly helpful, I think, for everyone out there to have a plan at least of how to hit the sell button. You know, I think that's definitely an important part of this is, you know, don't just assume that you can, at the very tippy top, press sell all and magically piles and wads of cash land in your bank account. You know, it could be a bit trickier than that, and we need to be aware of the potential pitfalls. So if you'd like something like that as a video, I shall put it out there for you. Anyway, I've been Jared. This has been Crypto Plan, and the Pancake Swap is a hold for me, and I'll chat to you on the next one. Bye now.